Welcome in everybody for another unboxing video. Today we'll be unboxing the Obsbot Tiny II Lite, which supports a variety of options such as gesture control, as in, you could ask it to stop tracking, zoom in and zoom out. There's zone specific tracking, so you can map where you want the camera to actually track you. Once you get out of that zone, it will stop tracking you. There's AI tracking, as in, you move around, it will track you. You could choose from head, torso, even hands and such for the AI tracking. It supports up to 4K for the resolution, 30 FPS. 1080p goes up to 60 FPS, and there's other features such as blur, where you could blur the background, which kind of gives you the effect of a DSLR camera, beauty filter, and so on and forth. That's what we're going to be unboxing. So I'm going to be switching to the hand cam so you guys can actually see what's in the box. So y'all know I always have issues with opening boxes, right? So let's see if this one is going to be a bit easy. Oh, there it is. Let's see what's included in this camera. Oh, the camera is, this camera is so much smaller, right? This thing has a very, very minimal footprint. What's at the bottom? It seems to be something at the bottom to be able to open. Ah, okay. So you could angle it out, open. Okay. So if you know the Kiyo Pro is about twice the size. So, okay. So that is the camera, as you can see. Then what else is in that box? Okay. Most likely, I guess, USB-C. The one thing I can notice so far is I wish there was a little privacy cover on it. It's so easy to, it has happened to me in the past where, by accident you hit the streaming button on your streaming software. So I would have liked to have a privacy cover just to make sure that, even if I go live, I'm always muting my microphone when I'm done streaming, just not to be exposing yourself, right? And also, if you ever get hacked or everything, it doesn't seem to have that in the box. So that's something I would have liked, but maybe there is a software one. So obviously this is the USB cable, and it is a USB-C cable, and they also gave an adapter if you don't have another USB-C port. You could plug it to the USB or USB-C. I am going to test it out with the USB because currently my USB-C is connected with my Elgato capture card. So I'm going to do that now, and I will be right back with the software and everything else. All right, so I finished plugging it and basically added it to OBS, and it was just working right out of the box. You literally don't need the app if you just need a webcam. I did install the application. There was a firmware upgrade which was dated like early November. We'll go through the application, but now you're able to see them side by side. On the left side, it is my Razer Kiyo Pro, and on the right side, it is the Obsbot Tiny camera. I must say that overall, I think it looks great. Besides looking a little washed out, and I literally did not add any filters. So obviously my Razer Kiyo, I did have to put, enable some filters to fit my current setup. I have RGB lights, I have a couple of lights on the floodlights, and I have up front, I have the Philips light, I have my ring light. So I'm gonna have to do the same thing with this to get the perfect quality. But right out the box, this is what you get, and I think this is amazing. The quality, even if you look at my chair, you could literally see the stitches perfectly, like, right? I know it's different angle, but look at the Kiyo, which is on the left side. You are unable to you could see the stitches, but they look like drawn, versus here where you can actually see that it's stitched. So I think you can really go a bit further with the detail. Now, even if you look at a little decoration on my wall, and I can see more details, the colors fits more, and I'm able to better read what's on the wall. So I think right out the box, really good, right? Just need to play a bit with the filter. I'm gonna switch scenes so you guys can see the options in the app. So this is the app. Downloaded. It didn't take long to install. So right there, we see that you have some options. You know, AI tracking, the motion. This is basically what you're seeing here. It's following. You could choose to track the upper body, close up, hand movement. I will definitely turn off hand movement in general because I'm someone that talks a lot with mine, right? You can set some preset, add, you know, you could play and you don't have to necessarily remember what you set up, which is amazing, right? You could as well, you know, choose to zoom in from the app and zoom out, right? You choose the field of view from wide to medium to narrow, right? So you have also, you know, image where you could remove the exposure and, you know, your typical camera options, contrast, saturation, and stuff like that. You have audio as well. I am gonna mute um, my wireless microphone. You guys can hear the difference. I am a little far, so I'm gonna have to get closer. Continue going through the option. You can mirror image, which is going to flip it. I tend to like it better that way. Indicator, and you have quite a bit of option. You know, this one is if you want to see a live preview, you want to put it to sleep, you want to record from the camera, and you also have some filters. If you want those filters to be enabled, then the only way to do that is actually enable the virtual, because you have two options in OBS. You could add the camera itself, we can have the virtual one. The virtual make it that you will be able to enable filters. Keep in mind that enabling filters on a piece that you're going to stream will use more resources. So in my case, I would not enable them. I might enable them maybe just for redeem. I'm not too sure, because there's even them, they warn you right here, somewhere here, you know, enabling the beautification effect will significantly doing GPU usage. So the higher the video resolution, the greater the usage. So you might suffer lag. So it's to keep that in mind. And then these are settings, what those settings are, and this is about it. So I wanted to see what the beauty features were. So let's see. Okay, so nature, it basically changes a bit, like, you know, basically there seem to be more presets, you know, sheer, like this would be a bit more my style. It still looks bright there, but so those you could pretty much achieve, I believe, through just playing with the settings itself. So there's filters, there's native, classic. Oh, see, classic, I feel like I got makeup on, right? Let's see, the max, and you got custom too, face, could change your eye. Big phone, nose. Oh, see, the nose. So the nose is lips. Oh, bigger. Okay, so that's pretty much it, right? What's that broken? What is that? Oh, so this is the blur. I really like it. It almost gives you that that DSLR feel, right? But it does warn you, enabling advanced effect will increase GPU usage. So I really like that, so you don't have to another app, so you already have it. And I think it's pretty neat. Like when you look at it like that, it really gives me that DSLR feel, right? This is really nice though. Again, another reason why this is amazing. You get everything all in one. Plus, there's the movement feature. And even when you're moving, you know, The blur is staying on par. Pretty nice, pretty nice. What else? And yeah, that was that little option that I wanted to see. Then I think the rest is really just preset picture. If I want a bit warm, there you go. I'm seeing a little yellow, but see, this is more like what I would go for. There is the auto as well, but the auto will play around with, you know, the light, because I like changes when doing everything. I rather set it myself and it stays. So there you have it. Currently, I am recording, well, with the mic, but with the Obsbot Lite camera. And I must say, I am pretty happy. In terms of price range, and you see the side-by-side with the Kiyo, currently there are a few filters, and I did modify some of the settings because with the kind of environment I usually record and stream on, I have RGB-lit, which is also a fairly darker area. So I had to fit it to and my lights changes color sometimes, so I didn't want it to be either too bright or whatever. So I did, you know, play with the brightness, the hue and everything, just to get the exactly what I was looking for. I still have to modify a little bit more, but I would say that in terms of price, quality, and the features that you get, like the AI tracking, the fact that you can also download a plugin for the Stream Deck, which really gives you limited but still a lot of options, such as the zoom, having specific, you could create presets of specific angle or even options. I think it's up to 4 that you can set, so I can control that through the Stream Deck. And also the fact that you can control the Stream Deck and there are shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts that you can add in the app, which in return I created Twitch Point where the viewers can actually create and redeem some specific stuff, like, you know, turn off my AI tracking, zoom in, zoom out, add a filter, and so on and forth. So I find that it's effortless with all the features that you have. And this is a winner considering the price range that the Obsbot is. If you compare the Obsbot versus the Kiyo Pro, it's about maybe $40 difference. If you compare it to the Next, which is still old, the Kiyo, I've had the Kiyo for about 2.5 years. So if you put that, you know, in terms of the new Razer Kiyo, which is $400, this one is $250. I think you can't go wrong with this one, especially with the whole AI tracking. That was the main purpose I actually bought that camera, was because, you know, I do squats redeem, I do dance redeem, and I'm someone that moves a lot. So often I get out of range of the camera, and when I squat, obviously the camera doesn't follow me. So because of that, I always have to be mindful. Okay, I'm looking at my OBS. Okay, am I centered and everything? It's important for me that, you know, I'm really centered. So with that, you can just forget about it. Your camera will follow you if you move right or if you move a little bit to the left. You know what I mean? You see it here, right? So I could never get out of sync, and I am always in the middle, whether I decide to sit a bit more or left or right. So that was very big, very important for me. And this is why I think it's the perfect purchase if you're in the market for a webcam, or even an added one. Even the option of having the blur, you know, for me it was really comparable to those DSLR. Obviously DSLR is just another game changer, right? It's another step higher, but comparable to the webcam, I would highly recommend this one. I did have some downside, such as I find that the hands tracking for me were not as responsive as I wanted. For example, I'm not going to do it so I don't get out of loop, but when I try to zoom in and zoom out with my hands, it didn't always follow what I wanted. Sometimes I had to wait a little bit and try to play around with it. I expected that when I put my hands in specific, that the camera would track it better. Now, is it because I'm a new user, or is it because there's not enough light? I'm not sure yet. I'm still going to play with it, but I tend to just trust my Stream Deck button to realign myself. Same thing with the stop tracking. It's supposed to be put your hands up and it's supposed to stop tracking, and then it flashes green and then it doesn't track. Out of 5 times I try, it only did 2 to 3 times. So is it a firmware update or something? I mean, time will tell. Like right now I did it and it really flashed to me green. Now I'm going to do it again, and now it's actually doing it, right? So that's what... that's it. I think I've mentioned everything I wanted to say, so I would still recommend it. And I'm looking forward to see what the company will add to their software or even in firmware. I think that little camera has so much, and also the footprint. It is much smaller. You can see on the boss and the Kiyo Pro. I'm actually gonna put a picture so you guys can see you can see on the picture. And that's about it. So guys, please like, subscribe, and let me know if you're interested in the Obsbot. Do you have it? What are your thoughts? And currently it's Black Friday, and obviously during the holiday, so currently it's $50 off. It's definitely worth it. So thank you for taking the time to watching my unboxing, and see you next time. Bye.